Hey guys and girls! Today we have a tutorial on transitions, and I just want to point out to you guys and girls that I've got many requests on master swipes right now, or just swipes in general, but instead of doing that tutorial for now, I'm going to clean them up first before I actually teach you guys, because I wouldn't want to teach you guys a move that I'm not comfortable with, because how do you expect to learn from somebody that's not comfortable with the move yet? So I'm going to put this up. This has also been requested a lot, and I don't know if I'm going to do many more transition videos like this one, because, well, transitions are mostly like trial and error stuff, and you can't really teach it through a tutorial like this, but I'll try my best. If it works out, let me know. I'll do more transitions. And yeah, so I do acknowledge that you guys want a master swipe tutorial. What is up with me in that word? Seriously, tutorial. And yeah, just let me know how this goes. Again, I know about master swipe tutorial, and let's get started. But first, I just want to show you guys, not this, but my new channel. That's gonna be right here. So with any transition, of course you're gonna want the two moves that you're transitioning from and transitioning to. And in this case, it's gonna be the chair freeze, which is an example of boom. Yes, I know for the new people that are just learning, I know this hurts a lot, but before you attempt this, you would want to get comfortable with it, and make sure your wrist does not hurt when you're attempting this transition, because from chair freeze to headstand or baby freeze to headstand, the initial push from here is going to affect your wrist a lot. So make sure you have the stamina and you have the strength down for your wrist before you start. Okay, to make the learning curve of this move a lot smoother and a lot easier to learn, is you have to think of this move as more of a shift than like a get on top sort of motion, because you're going to be in this relative position depending on whether you're going from baby freeze or chair freeze. Your head's going to stay normally in the same area. But anyway, when you're in that position, when you move your body to get on top of your head, you have to acknowledge that your head has to move along with you. I know this may sound confusing, but here's an example. So when I first started, I had a big problem of thinking the transition went like this. I thought that you had to move your body all the way around and get on top of here. But as I started learning and I started getting more experience, I learned that you have to do a shift with your head as well as your body. So when you do push up, you're going to go boom in this position rather than going boom and going all the way over here. So here's an example of the attempt of going all the way around like the wrong way. Or not wrong, I mean everyone has different style, but I just think this is the wrong way if you're just starting out. So here's the example of the wrong way. See, whoa, not much control, a lot more strength is needed. However, if you're in this position and you shift your head, you have a lot more experience. So now that you have the head motion down of the shifting rather than going all the way on top, you want to utilize your legs. And in any position from the chair freeze or baby freeze, you're going to want to somehow get your legs scrunched and really learn to pump up with your legs and use not your arm as least as possible, but make it as easy for your arm as possible. So what I mean by scrunching your legs is you're in this position, and then, oh, remember, it doesn't matter because your head's always in the same position, so I'm going to use those two freezes to transition from. So you're in this position. When you want to go to headstand, you're going to make a brief scrunch similar to this. Okay? Now what I did there was when I shifted my body a little bit, it's natural motion when you scrunch your legs. So when you're in that position, you're gonna scrunch in. And when you scrunch in, you want your knees to just really jam into your chest. And the key is not to jam into your chest, but to make sure your feet are pointing up. Make sure that your feet aren't pointing out here, because when you try to shift, you're gonna end up going sideways, rather than if you have your knees to your chest, make sure your feet are pointing up. So when you push up, you're gonna go up and not out. So that's also a big idea, or whatever you want to call it. So we have the head motion down, that your head has to shift inwards, and we have the legs have to scrunch in and point to the top. Now you want to apply the pressure with your wrist or arm or whatever you want to call it. Man, I've been saying that a lot. Whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, so we're here, we're in this position. Well, excuse me. Man, I'm wearing these exact same pants in this tutorial as the cricket one. Anyway, oh yeah, these pants are too tight for breakdancing, but again, too lazy to change. So, you're in this position, and we learn to turn and scrunch in, right? So you're scrunched in, your legs are pointing top, and instead of going around, you're gonna shift. And for you may be wondering, for you guys, girls may be wondering, how you use your arm. It's more of a timing thing, and again, it's self-trial and error. I can't teach it to you directly because everyone has a different speed and way of getting into your certain position. But what I can tell you is, your relative good timing is when you're here, and then when you scrunch in, right when you scrunch in, your initial time when you scrunch in. You scrunch in, boom! That's when you will have probably the most power, because when you scrunch in, when you scrunch like this, you're gonna have a natural body motion to pump back out. You know, like if you get on the floor and try this, well, my voice sounds kind of funky. Anyway, so if you get on your back and do this and scrunch in as hard as you can, you're gonna notice that your legs are gonna automatically push back out. So you want to use that to your advantage, and when you scrunch in, your initial scrunch in, you're going to want to push back out. And then with you pushing back out, that'll take pressure off your side of your head. So you push out, less pressure, just shift it in there, and when you're landing, will be secure. Now I really hope that I'm not sounding too off about all this. I hope you guys are following along and not getting too lost with my terminology of shifting and all that stuff, because everyone has a different learning pattern, and well, this is just how I went through it. You know, the shift, the turning of the legs, and the pushing in, and the reaction of going straight back out, and then again pushing at the right time. So we learned the baby freeze chair freeze to headstand. Now from headstand to going back down is very, very simple. It's very similar to baby freeze to chair freeze with this type of motion, you know, like just plopping it down. And you guys are probably wondering how to do that, and so here it is. So you're going to be in headstand when you end up with your transition, because obviously you're going to headstand. So you're going to be here. Now, with your dominant hand or wherever you're going to stab with, you're going to use that hand, and you're going to put it down like this. And what I mean this is, like, I'm pretty sure you have a good, pretend that's the floor, or that white cabinet is the floor. You're going to put your hand relatively to higher, and then on the right side of your head, because I use my right hand. And you're going to make sure you want it to be facing up, because when you're facing this way, well, let me get centered. You're facing this way, and you want to put it like probably directly on the side of your head, and you'll want to tip over. The reason why I say put your hand in the 12 o'clock position is because if you put it in this position, you'll be facing the wrong way, and you wouldn't want that. Like, just say you were battling, you were really psyched, and you put your hand like this, and then you drop down, Whoa, 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 whoa. I was not trying there. Okay, so you just come down, and you go like this, but the crowd is, you're the crowd, and I'm facing the wrong direction. So, yeah, you want to make sure your hand is in the 12 o'clock position. So when you do plop down, you're facing the right way. And I don't feel I've given enough information on the headstand to chair freeze, but really it's really of just a falling down motion. It's just you're here, and then you'd want to. Oh, okay. This is on the spot right now. When you do fall down, or when you try to go for that stand for the chair freeze, you're gonna do a slight turn with your torso, so you'll be in line with your chair freeze. So you're here. Whichever way you turn, you're gonna do a slight turn like that, and then you're gonna end up in the right position. Because if you don't turn, again, you're gonna end up in a really weird spot, which I can't even really explain. So you just have to take my word for it. Do the slight turn, and again, you might mess up a few times at the beginning. I know I have, and you'll just get used to it. You'll understand the motion better, and eventually, you'll be able to start doing really easy transitions along this kind of L line. Whoa! And yeah. So please excuse me for my ugly transitions at the end. As you can tell by my voice near the ending of the tutorial that I got pretty tired, and that's only because, you know, I'm fat, I don't exercise, and all that bad stuff. Anyway, so I just want to thank you guys for watching my tutorial. I love you guys and girls for the support that you've been giving me. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and if this is the first time we're meeting, if this is the first tutorial you've seen of mine, hey, I'm Junie, nice to meet you. And actually, I could have sworn I needed to say something else. Oh yeah, okay, so my next video is gonna be on my frequently asked questions series, number 3. So be sure to go to my number 2 video, frequently asked questions number 2, and just go ahead and ask all the questions you want about me or about breakdancing or anything, and I'll try to be sure to answer them as best as I can. And if you guys could maybe keep away from the questions of really vague questions like how do I windmill, you might want to just go to my windmill tutorial and figure out there. And if you still can't, come back to my frequently asked question videos with more specific questions. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability, and that's about it. So be sure to ask me anything you wish, and I will answer it as best as I can. Oh my gosh, how repetitive am I? How repetitive am I? I just said how repetitive am I 3 times, and I gotta end this video before I start looking like a babbling idiot.